Kind of. Obviously, it's the NBA. You know, you got games coming every other night, so can't dwindle on it too long. But I mean, there's still things that we can go back and learn from. Obviously, we'll have to play them again. So just not gonna try to just sweep this one under the rug, so that way next time we're prepared.
Yeah, Keon, above 50% from the field and from three for Boston. Just where did you feel like your guys' shortcomings were defensively?
They had a lot of fast break points. That kind of helped them get into some of those threes. Those easy field goals. So they definitely killed us in that aspect of the game. And then I mean, obviously, they have some guys that can make some tough shots. So, but definitely the fast break points is where we got killed at.
I know I'm asking this before you guys actually do a film session and breakdown of everything, but what do you think you can learn from a team like Boston who responded this way on the second night of a back-to-back? Because I know that's been a struggle for you guys.
Sometimes it may be within, sometimes it's not in the film. Maybe we got to, get up for games, have a better start, finish quarters better or whatever it is. But, I mean, and when we do look at the film, I'm pretty sure there are some things, personnel-wise where we try to limit guys from getting to their spots or whatever it is. But I'm pretty sure there are some things on there too. But I think, it's more on us on this one.
Obviously, they're among the best teams in the league, but how surprising is it to see 5 dudes scoring 20 points or more?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even look at that. But I mean, it's no surprise to me. Like you said, they're, one of the top teams in the league. This is the NBA, so you have guys capable of doing that. But they're a good team and they're capable of that, and we knew that going in. So just got to kind of make it tough on them, and try to limit some of the offense that they bring.
Keon, you mentioned the fast break points, 30-6. What went wrong there? Mike was talking about pushing the pace before the game, and this is a team who played 5 and 7 nights. What do you think was the problem there?
As much as he talked about pushing the pace, I still think that, even though if they're playing a back-to-back or whatever the case is, I still think that, they're still going to try to push the pace as well. So it's still on us to get back on defense, defend our rim, and not give them easy baskets because, this is the NBA. Once anyone gets it going, it's kind of tough. So especially these guys, if they see a couple of layups go in and if they get a couple fast break layups where you have to help and they spray it for a wide open three, those are kind of easy shots for them, and they just start flowing from there on. So definitely got to limit that and like I said, make it tougher on them for their offense.
Keon, your guys' overall record isn't bad at 16-10, but of the 10 losses, maybe 7 of them are completely non-competitive games where you guys just really get smoked. Do you see something in those games that like stands out to you?
I just think that in a lot of those, teams just go on runs where, we just don't have an answer for anything. So kind of like what I said earlier, I think it's within, just if they're going on a run, just got to, huddle up and say, listen, we're going to stop this possession right here, to start our own run. So I'm pretty sure that's happened in most of those losses where, teams are just keep punching us in the mouth and going on big runs where we have no answer for them. But kind of like I said, it's all from within, just wanting to get stops and pushing the pace and locking in defensively.
Keon, what was said in the locker room when you guys got back there, if anything?
Not too much, just give them credit because they won. They did what they were supposed to do, and that's pretty much it.